Hey, what's up? My name is Fabian Manzano. I'm in the band Boyce Avenue, and these are my 5 tour tips. One of my first tour tips, I guess, would be, whatever city you're in, sort of Google Map or Apple Map or whatever you want to do, but find local cuisine. And maybe that's not something you're into, but at least for us as a band, that's what we do every time we wake up in the city, or either the night before. We try and dial in some good restaurants, bars, etc. I just feel like for me to really experience the city, I feel like I want to be, in the actual fabric of the city. I want to be engaged. I want to be either eating at a nice restaurant or drinking at a nice bar. So yeah, that'd be my first tip, would be go out and experience the local cuisine. My second tour tip would be get a good sound check, I guess. I don't know, as a band, I usually try and, our crew is one of the best, most talented crews out there in the business right now, and so they always get our stage set up really, really fast, so that allows me to be able to get on stage pretty early and just start tinkering with my guitars and making sure everything sounds good, all my tones are dialed in. As a guitarist, I'm really particular about my electric guitar tones and the pedals that I'm using and the amps that I'm using and everything, so I guess get a good sound check in would be a second tip. Third tip, I guess, would be if you're going to party on the bus after a show, don't allow any photo or videos. Because John Colesby, our road dog, he told me that tip. What happens on the bus stays on the bus. But we're actually pretty tame, actually. I'm saying that just to kind of pretend like I'm a wild child, but we're actually pretty tame. We're all married, and we just pretty much use the Wi-Fi on our phone to check social media. But I've heard that if you're going to party on a bus, that you shouldn't film, that you shouldn't take photos. My fourth touring tip would be to try and eat healthy. There's certain things for us, at least on tour, that are sort of unavoidable, some sort of pitfalls and unhealthy things that are unavoidable. Like, for me, I like to have a couple drinks before I get on stage. It kind of loosens me up. And even from a social standpoint, afterwards, I like to go out to bars and drink and stuff. So you're already intaking a lot of calories from the alcohol consumption. So it's probably better to try and counter that by eating healthy. And I've actually noticed, for me, some of my better performances in shows are when I've gone to a gym that morning, because my body sort of wakes up, I feel a little bit more energy, and when I come out on stage, I actually have like more of a pep to my step, more of a bounce to my step. So we like to go to gyms, and we like to try and eat healthy when we're on the road. My older brother Daniel, he plays bass. He's really good at sort of helping us do that. We even have like a George Foreman type panini grill, and he'll actually cook salmon and fresh veggies on it, and some grilled chicken breasts and everything. So stay healthy if possible. My fifth touring tip, my final fifth touring tip, would be I guess punctuality. For us as a band and as a crew, it's super important to sort of stay on schedule. Like I showed earlier, we have a day sheet usually that gives us, maps out some times of important things we need to do that day, sound check, load in, load out, meet and greet, that kind of thing. And it's really, really important that we stick to that. I'll be honest, actually, sometimes we're bad at it, and we apologize to any of the other acts that have been with us on the road, or our crew, or our fans, because it is tough, it's very tough. But there's a rigorous schedule that we're supposed to stick to, so that the opening acts get the certain amount of time they need to sound check, we get a certain amount of time we need to sound check. We have our meet and greets. We don't want to keep our fans waiting. We want to make sure that doors open up when they're supposed to open up, because sometimes there's fans who have been waiting outside in the cold, and we don't want to keep them waiting. And so it's really important to stay on time. That allows us to be more efficient and to put on a good show for our fans. So that would be my final tip, is punctuality if possible.